Over 800 young boys and girls who sat for their Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examination in 2019 congregated at the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development for the official launch of Elimu Scholarship program. The group, among representatives of over 9,000 students from different parts of the country who overcame various challenges to sit for their Class 8 exams.
I started my education in Kajiado Township Primary School. My mother was being married when she had finished Kajiado Township because they did not have money for secondary school.
And my mother does casual duties such as washing people's clothes, and she's an hairdresser also at home. And through her hard work, she maintained to provide for me and my brother.
I told my mother, so she applied, and then they told me that I had been selected as one of the Elimu scholars.
Elimu Scholarship Program is a government-run initiative funded by the World Bank through the Ministry of Education and Equity Foundation Group, aimed at improving secondary education under the Secondary Education Quality Improvement Project, SEQUIP. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha urged all key education stakeholders, from school principals to area chiefs, to ensure all students who sat for KCPE transit to secondary school.
Quite a number of children have not been able to download their letters for whatever reason. I have officers on the ground, in fact too many in every part of the country. I'm charging you to go out there, work with primary school head teachers, and ensure that every child has downloaded his admission letter.
Professor Magoha, however, faulted ills ailing the system, including corruption bedeviling disbursement of Constituency Development Fund, and vowing to personally oversee prudent use of the 8.2 billion released for infrastructure upgrade in schools.
There are many poor children that we are unable to sponsor. This is where CDF would have come in to identify per constituency who is it that still has no scholarship and must be assisted.
Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang, World Bank County Representative Ruth Shiru, Equity CEO Dr. James Mwangi shared their nuggets of wisdom with the beneficiaries, even as they expressed optimism that regions lagging behind in terms of education infrastructure will improve.
When we were conceptualizing this particular program, it was the thinking that we needed to see how to address the question of access. And that's why we have a component in infrastructure and these particular scholarships. We also talked about the question of quality, and that's why we have the instructional materials which we were able to buy through this program.
We again acknowledge the government efforts in addressing the various inequalities in education. We are aware of the re-entry policy, where the government is facilitating the young teenage girls to re-enter schools.
As a sector, there is a lot of scholarships out there, like the Jomo Kenyatta, everyone. There is a group of people who are offering scholarship, even the CDF. Let's have a very good framework to ensure that this is brought above board and everyone is able to participate in it.
And at this point, maybe I would really like to remind our beneficiaries of the Elimu scholarships that for the possession you got, you represent 4 applicants. So the responsibility on your shoulders is really to be aware.
The Elimu Scholarship Program targets to award 18,000 students in 2 years. Well, out of the 38,000 who applied for the scholarship, the 9,000 who were picked have been urged to embrace hard work and discipline as they transit to secondary education. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Sarafina Robi.